Let's watch it again.
John, let's start by why, when we approached you about doing a talk here at TIFF Bell Lightbox, you really zeroed in on this film as one you wanted to discuss. We had a talk before, but of all of the essential cinema, of those essential 100 titles, what is it about this that made it?
Well, a lot of them are awful respectable, the other 100, so I was immediately looking for something that could cause a little bit of trouble and everything. When I saw this, I thought, wow, what else am I going to pick than that? You know, True Grit just ain't up my alley, right? And I think it actually is a good film and a beautiful film and an amazing film. And yes, it's a shocker, but to me, it was just a film that I remembered. I watched this movie this week because I hadn't seen it since when it first came out. And I remember seeing it at the New York Film Festival when it opened, and just being amazed at the stunned reaction by the people. And when I saw it again this time, I thought, well, it's still pretty far out there. It hasn't mellowed in that can after the last 20 years. And I'm a huge Pasolini fan, you know, and I love the fact that I've always, maybe the only person that ever noticed that Pasolini loved boys that had pimples. He loved pimples, and so I did a whole art piece where I just cut out pimples from all his movies and put them in a collage. So I always watch pimples in his movies, and there were some in this too. Yeah, I wanted to make sure everyone knew about that. The reason I took the job.
Are there affinities? I mean, you just published this book about these great influences in your life. While Pasolini doesn't feature as a character in it, is there something about this film and Pasolini's career that has an affinity with the work that you do?
Well, Pasolini, I don't know about my work. I'm a little more too humble because Pasolini to me is such a great filmmaker. When I saw Teorema the first time, I don't know if I'm even pronouncing that right, but it was such a great shot. You know, levitating and having somebody come and have sex with the whole family, and then he leaves and people levitate and stuff. And I grew up with all his movies from the very, very beginning. I see, what's that one, is it Madame Rosa? That's Mama Rosa, a great one, you know. So I followed his career, everything, and I always just thought that he was such a powerful intellectual that also at the same time was against, in a way, the left wing in the 60s because he believed the policemen were the real blue collar, what he liked. And so his politics were very, very complicated. And I always thought that, you know, I'm against really, I don't have any tattoos, but that you should almost sometimes get, you know, his scars tattooed on what happened to him or something, because he is a saint to me, about a true Catholic saint. So he is a role model to me, without any irony in any way, and really, really a great filmmaker that not only was a filmmaker, wrote great books, and was a poet and an intellectual, and was just tried to live a life of dignity, as they said, but it's very hard when you're like that, and his sexual tastes were, you know, obviously led him into trouble. And there's a great movie called Who Killed Pasolini? I don't know if you've ever seen it. And it's pretty good. And I actually don't believe he was killed for politics. A lot of people think there's a lot of conspiracy theories that thinks he was. I think he just had a really bad night.
Yeah, no, there was, I guess the hustler who was presumed guilty of killing him after 30 years recanted and said it was all like guys from the South talking about this dirty communist.
Yeah, but he only served about 9 years. He's been out for a long time. He was really ugly, too. I'm telling you, he could have done better. Maybe he liked that.
Because, yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate to be on your Christmas card list, and there was a Pasolini-themed one a few years ago, and I actually thought it was The Killer.
No, it wasn't The Killer. It was real ugly. Pino the Frog. That was his nickname. You know, that wasn't because he was a hunk. He was a troll.
Makes sense. There's something about the trespasses of this film, in particular in Teorema and you know, many of the Canterbury Tales, like the three in Decameron, that do feel like to me that they have like, there's a sense of play in them about how he's pushing buttons. That does make me think of Pink Flamingos sometimes. Or
Pink Flamingos, of course, has the comparison of the shit eating. You know, mine was real, and Johnny Knoxville would have done it if I didn't. And that was all done with chocolate. The whole thing, a fine chocolate person did it and everything. You know, but that scene, I love that he didn't tell the actors what was happening. How about the girl that ate it? That scene one day, I've got to come over here. We're going to shoot this today. What? You know. But you look at that film today, and that's why it was linked together, certainly because of that scene. And Le Grand Bouffe, another movie. Did you ever see that movie? Which is an insane great movie about people that eat themselves to death, actually. And that was compared a lot, too, because it came out all around the same time. Salo came out later. But But there is humor in Salo. Certainly those women telling those great stories in those evening gowns coming down is kind of pretty hilarious in a way too. And it's grim and it's horrible. And that guy, that horrible guy with the cross-eyed one, he's the one that's the most amazing. And I used to go to Stad at Christmas, and in our hotel there was a guy that looked exactly like him. And my friend and I called him Salo. That was his nickname, really. Did Salo get your wake-up call? Because he was totally cross-eyed, and he'd be like, "Good morning." You think, "Oh my God." We were so afraid he was going to show us his asshole. You know.
I think that's a great time to open it up to the audience, actually.
Does anyone